Okay, welcome back to the Jimmy Dore Show. We were talking earlier in the first segment about John Elway thinking he doesn't take advantage of government, even though we showed he takes $300 million for the team he works for, took $300 million in taxpayer money to build their stadium. They're tax exempt. They make $9 billion a year. The NFL doesn't pay a penny. But he doesn't believe in safety nets.
Just real quick, I'm given to understand, and it's worth mentioning, that in the off season, homeless families live in Invesco Field.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks
about
that.
it. Yeah.
It's a good investment.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to Bill O'Reilly sat down with President Barack Obama, which it's always nice to see Barack Obama legitimize the bullshit that happens every day on Bill O'Reilly's show. It's nice. It's like, hey, you're a race baiter. You're calling me a Muslim. Yeah. You're totally lying all the time, every day. Why don't I just go pretend like you guys are a real news organization? Which is what he did.
He did, although he did slap him around a little bit, at least.
You know, I saw it the other way.
You did?
I did. I saw it, Ben, that it was just another chance for Bill O'Reilly to be rude to the black president, and he was. I
think both things are true.
If anybody treated, and I'm not saying, hey, I'm all for being rude to the president. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. This whole thing, you have to be nice and all that stuff. F off. You know, you do not have to be nice. You don't have to be respectful. But you do have to have a sense of who you are. And all Bill O'Reilly was doing in that interview was trying to show his base that he's disrespectful to the president.
That's right.
And that's all he had to do, and he did it.
And I think it gives him too much. It makes Bill O'Reilly important when he doesn't
It
need to be.
definitely makes him important.
That? Why is he deferring to him in an interview?
He's making Bill O'Reilly's megaphone that much louder. And which is a mistake.
And
I mean, Barack Obama, it's this, trying to show how affable he is. You're 5 years in, they still want to impeach you.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. So whatever network has the Super Bowl, whether it's Fox, CBS, or NBC, the situation now as part of that deal is you get to pick one of your big time TV personalities to interview the president. That's part of it. That's why.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. So Brian Williams did it like the last time NBC has it.
That's why. Okay.
And I guess ABC still has it now sometimes too. And Diane Sawyer would do it, and
CBS
Scott Pelley or whoever they decide. So, but of course, I mean, the president is not bound by the NFL's contract with the league. The president could go,
no.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to those guys.
No.
Those guys are race baiters, and they're cruel, and they're intentionally dishonest, so I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
And of course, Fox would be like, they'd scream, he'd be afraid. Yes. So what? So what?
That's what I say.
How great would that be? I agree on that. How great would it be?
I remember when he was campaigning, when Obama was campaigning, and he snubbed O'Reilly, and O'Reilly kept saying, "When are you going to come on my show? When are you coming on my show?" And he ignored him.
Yeah.
I would have rather
this?
that had happened.
Never.
Yeah.
And unless they change hosts.
Okay, so here we go. So Bill O'Reilly sat down with the president, and he, keeping with our theme of rich white guys pretending that they did it all on their own. That's what I love, these rich white guys. Like, nobody helped me. I did it all by myself, you know? Even though I ride on a train that was built because of infrastructure, and I drive on a street that was built because of infrastructure, and we tax people, and I went to a public school that was paid for with tax stuff, and because I lived in a... So Bill is from Levittown, Long Island. Levittown was built when the soldiers came home from World War II. The United States government financed people buying all these houses in a suburb called Levittown, Long Island, which was considered the prototype for all the other
suburban communities.
Yes, right. Suburban.
There you go.
Oh, I never even knew that.
Is that right?
Well, suburbs.
No. By the way,
it's an epiphany.
No. But here's
never
the
hit me.
thing. That happened to me at college.
Really?
I was in class, and the guy said about Levittown, suburban communities, and I'm like taking notes, and I look up, like, he goes, suburban communities, and I'm like, and I'm looking around the room, like, and I'm like,
that's
no,
how I am.
No way I'm the only one who just got that. No fucking way. But here I go.
Here it is. And here I am.
Yeah, a little older.
Me, in my 30s.
Yeah, so there you go, suburban.
So anyway, so that's what this is all about. Bill O'Reilly. Let's just get to it. Bill O'Reilly talking about how he did it all on his own, how he built it all by. He's standing on the shoulders of no one. Here we go.
One of my points on the factor is that poverty is driven by the dissolution of the American family. That is the prime mover. Okay.
When he says the dissolution of the American family is the prime mover of poverty. What he means is black teenagers can't keep it in their pants.
That's right.
That's what he's talking about. Oh, and also, Mr. President, you refuse to do anything about it because you're still trying to win slave reparations.
I did see the things I liked. I wish he hadn't done the interview, but I like that, like, even
You know
in that.
what? Let's keep going.
Okay, but he just doesn't, like, there's not the moment that interviewees have where they're like, like he didn't give him anything. He just listened, like, here's another dumb racist point. No, I
Which
did
is
like that.
kind of what this is.
That's right, yeah, it is.
That is a very subtle.
Very subtle, like one you can always
Yeah.
defend yourself against.
Yes.
But we know what it is.
Well, we know what it is. Okay, let's keep going. He's got more to
Okay.
say.
On your watch, median income has dropped 17% among working families in this country. That's not a good record. It's not all your fault.
No, it's mostly the Republicans' fault for freezing wages and cutting taxes for the rich, but I'm not going to say anything like that. Sure, there are poor whites too, but unlike blacks, it's not their fault. This is Bill O'Reilly worried about the working man's wages falling.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to believe
That's
here.
what the factor's all about.
That's what the factor's all about. That's one of the points he likes to make.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to let's go to the second clip of him.
Part of it was this terrible recession. We all know that. Everybody knows that. Okay, all right. But 72% of babies in African American community are born out of wedlock now. Why isn't there a campaign by you and the First Lady to address that problem very explicitly?
Actually, Bill, we address it explicitly all the time.
Yeah, so again, what's it? The blacks can't keep it in their pants.
That's right. I mean,
and how come you're not saying anything about it? So that's the story, right?
Yeah, just to get, in case you thought we were misinterpreting
Yeah.
the first part.
Yeah.
Right? In case you thought maybe, oh, that's not fair, he's not being racist. Bill,
Yeah.
no, I am. I meant the black people. I did.
I really meant the black
I did. I
people.
meant the blacks.
Yeah.
Dissolution of the family, not the white family,
They're
the black
poor
family.
because they can't stop fucking each other out of wedlock. That's
They're-
what he's saying.
'cause
They're
were-
animals. They're kind of a little bit lower.
Yeah, because there were no poor white families in America during like the Industrial Revolution, any of those things. None.
And let me just say this. The big meme on the right is always that what causes poverty is the lack of a marriage, right? If wherever there's a single parent families and there's a lack of marriage, stability, family, that's what's going to make, that's what's going to bring poverty. But you know where the poorest part of the country is the Appalachian Mountains. Most households headed by married couples. So that is not true. Most households in Appalachia headed, and they have the worst poverty in the goddamn country.
Did you ever hear of the expression, it's the exception that proves the rule?
So just so when you hear them say that it doesn't work, because what they're doing is putting the cart before the horse. They're saying, oh, if you stay married, you'll have a better economy in your neighborhood or in your community. But it really works the other way around. When you have a better economy, people get married. That's what happens. Okay.
I don't understand why he's harping on marriage, because now that we have gay marriage, marriage is meaningless.
Yeah,
So-
that's right. Marriage is meaningless.
So these people could.
What?
And I don't know how Bill managed to hold on to all his money after he got divorced, right? Is he supposed to be poor now? Why doesn't President Obama say anything to him about being divorced? Why don't you stay?
Yeah, what about the dissolution of your family?
Yeah, what about your
Prick.
family's disillusionment, you stupid prick? Yes.
My favorite thing about that is he says, well, we hit the recession, da la la. But what about this? Why haven't you done anything about this? And I can't believe Obama didn't go, because of the fucking recession, because of the thing you just said. I've been busy.
Yes, exactly. Now, as we watch this next clip, keep this in mind. That bill comes from Levittown, which was financed by the government, giving FHA loans so people could buy houses and that people could build a suburban community in Levittown.
Now you're just showing off.
I am just showing off now. Not only did the government finance those houses in the neighborhood that Bill O'Reilly grew up in, but they also, as a matter of policy, excluded blacks from buying houses there and taking part in the American dream. Yes, that happened. That was part of the FHA official policy, was to deny loans to black people who wanted to move into Levittown, Long Island, because they feared it would lower the property values. So blacks who wanted to take part in the American dream, even after serving in World War II, go pound sand. because Bill O'Reilly's going to live here and he's going to do it all by himself.
Stand on his own shoulders.
Stand on
Hard
his own,
to do.
Yeah.
But he can do it.
So here he goes. Let's play a little bit more Bill O'Reilly.
I think that you are much more friendly to a nanny state than I am.
Yes, he's much more. And when he says nanny, I think Bill means mammy. You know what I mean? Of course, the nanny state refers to the government that provides income or services to people Bill doesn't want moving into his neighborhood. And when the government helps people who used to be poor, that's okay. But the government needs to stop helping people who are still poor now. All right, let's go back. More Bill O'Reilly coming.
I'm more of a self-reliance guy. You're more of a big government will solve your problems guy. That's it.
And I disagree with that because I think that what used to be considered sensible, we now somehow label as liberal. Think about it, Social Security, Medicare.
But you pay into that. It's the freebies that are the problem.
What freebies are we talking about? The welfare actually is worth less now than it was 20, 30, it's worth less than it was under Ronald Reagan.
Take a look at the disability explosion. I mean, it's insane. The workplace is...
So Bill O'Reilly, take a look at the disability. There's people on disability. That's what's draining
Shouldn't be on disability.
people. That's who's the people who are scamming us out of our disability money. That's what's killing the country. Bill O'Reilly, he's got the fat cats at the bottom in his eyesight, and he's not going to let up.
That's
Those
right.
fuckers at the bottom who are ripping us off of their disability checks, which have got to be hundreds of dollars a month. Come on! They're scamming. This is who he's upset at. The fat cats at the bottom.
I can't believe John Stossel went to work for Fox News. Yeah. He and Bill O'Reilly have a lot to talk about at the commissary.
A lot to talk about. All right, keep going.
The point is, we have not massively expanded the welfare state. That's just not true. When you take a look at it, actually, that the levers of support that we provide to folks who are willing to work hard are not that different than they were 30 years ago, 40 years ago, or 50 years ago. You and I took advantage of certain things. I don't know about you, but I got some loans to go to college.
No, I painted houses. I didn't get it. That's why I am.
I painted houses during the summer too. It still wasn't enough.
Yeah, so I love that, Bill. Hey, I painted houses during the summer, and it paid for fucking Harvard. Painting houses during the summer. I also laid bricks every summer when I was in college, Bill. It didn't even keep me in bear money for the whole year. Are you sure? What utopian society? Oh, that's right. You grew up in Levittown, financed by the government, and to keep blacks out. That's Bill O'Reilly. He's self-reliance guy. Self-reliance guy.
There's no way. I mean, either Bill O'Reilly's dad had enough money. Where'd Bill O'Reilly go to college? He go to Harvard?
He got his master's.
undergraduate.
He got his master's at Harvard.
Do we know where he went undergraduate?
He went to some small Catholic school.
Okay.
Right. Well, whatever he went to didn't cost as much.
Right.
Or
he went to college in the 40s.
His parents paid, or something else happened. Right.
Yes.
Even if they didn't, those houses in Levittown went up in value incredibly. You could take a second mortgage out on your house,
right, just
to pay for your kids' college and have oodles of money left.
So that's what I
over.
wanted. But then that's one of the answers. Then his parents paid for it by taking out a second mortgage because it was so easy to take out a second mortgage because your house was worth twice or three times as much as you paid for it 5 or 10 or 15 years earlier. And man, I would love to have that information because Bill O'Reilly, as we know from his. I've fought 4 wars with a pen.
Yes.
And Bill O'Reilly, I was in combat and I didn't leave my brothers behind. You weren't in combat. And then he goes, when my unit, there was no unit. You weren't in any unit. So when he makes stuff up like this, I painted houses, I'm sure he did paint houses. And then I'm sure his parents wrote a big check and that's how he went to college.
Yes.
I painted houses, by the way, in college too, and it did help the economy because the next summer they would have to hire someone else to paint the house again.
Now let me get this straight. You painted houses in the summer?
I did, yeah.
Your last
2
name is
summers.
Mankiewicz.
I did, yeah.
And you can't get a loan.
Can't get a loan.
What is going on in this
What is
country?
happening with the world? Yeah,
What
it's
is going
ridiculous.
on?
Yeah. I'm privileged.
I'm hanging out with you because I think it's going to help me.
I went to college for house painting. I cannot get work in my chosen field, I'm just saying.